Okay, this is Bolts and Hose episode number
63 is in the building.
And we are at 1886 Humble Backyard is what this place is called. It's only about 2 minutes down from the shop. It's a cool little place to come here on a Friday after work.
They actually have really good food here.
Really good food, yeah. And we have a special guest today, a Mr. Jacob Griffin. Jake. You go by a lot of different names though, right?
AKA Hot Rod.
Hot Rod is another one, yeah.
Why do they call you Hot Rod? Is your rod hot?
Well,
it can be.
There's a few stories floating around, but we don't have to get into that right now. You know,
we
that
will
was
later. That's episode 64.
I got that name on the Eddie Paul back on a jack-up rig when I started in 2005 with Noble, and it's followed me across 20 different drilling rigs.
Yeah.
Somehow.
So before we get into that, Jacob is a partner in the hose business.
Yeah.
And he is also a working partner, so he is out making sales calls all around the Gulf Coast.
Slanging hose.
How many miles would you say you put on your vehicle in the last month?
I was looking at it, and I went like 3,000 miles past my oil change. I was checking that out. So I'll put like 6,000 miles in my truck in the last 6 weeks.
6,000 miles, man.
Yeah.
So 1,000 miles a week.
A road warrior.
Yeah, I'm rolling. And I've even slowed down the last week and a half because Alex was out of town a little bit. We were in the shop a lot, so I was making a lot of calls. But wearing the tires out. I had to take the spacers off, take the roof rack off, and get aerodynamic, because I was just the wind and it was slowing me down.
A lot of gas station hot dogs though, right?
Yeah. I try to pack some lunch and put it in the microwave right on the dash right there.
Yeah,
and then, by lunch, it's
warmed up, ready to go. Okay.
It's stuck to the package,
You don't do the gas station hot dog thing,
man? I'm not into
the rotisserie thing. They're
those are keto friendly too.
Are they?
Yeah, absolutely. It's just
if I ate the gas station hot dog, I'd be at the gas station for an extra hour and a half. You know what I mean? So I just
yes, we do know what you mean.
I stick to the chicken patty with the cheese, no bread, throw it on the dash.
Yeah.
About 9.
That's keto as well, right?
That's keto. So
let's get a cheers in, fellas.
Cheers.
Welcome to the episode. Welcome to the podcast.
Shall we talk
Jakey?
about what we're drinking, girls?
Yeah. Happy dad, man. I'm a happy dad.
I got a little Modelo here. It's a dressed Modelo, so in full disclosure, a little bit of salt on there. And then we got Happy Dad. What is that? A grape flavored?
I got the grape,
Great.
And I am a happy dad. I got number 4 on the way.
Why wouldn't you drink that?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Cheers to that.
What do you got, Bryce?
I got the same thing. Happy dad. Fruit punch.
Fruit punch.
Is the flavor today.
How fitting.
How fitting is my fruit punch happy dad?
I like it.
I'll smack you in the back of the head.
So welcome, Jake.
Yeah.
I figured we'd bring you on and we'd talk about, what you're doing, what kind of customers we're calling on, what's our route to market.
Your background a little bit.
Yeah, so
that's probably even more interesting.
Well, yeah, so most recently I was in Australia on the Noble Maersk Deliverer that Noble just purchased about a year and a half ago. They're still merging, but I was over there kind of integrating that rig. I'm a subsea engineer offshore, I was. And so I was over there kind of bringing those guys up to speed of how Noble did everything. And I got them pretty well integrated, and that was kind of getting boring. And the hose business is kind of escalating to where I could jump on board. And so I made the jump into, working for Patriot. And man, I can't tell you how much fun it's been. I was just so stressed out on that rig because there was just so many things moving. I was in charge of the compensation systems with the tensioners and the crown mounted compensator, and the BOP, the blowout preventer, the LMRP, the riser package, everything in the moon pool, millions of moving parts and constant failures, and just you never can keep up with your stock inventory to catch everything. So you're patching things a lot of times when you're in Australia too, and you're.
But that's Australia. That's kind of cool to be there, though, right?
Oh, it was gorgeous.
Yeah.
It was 3 hours one direction to get to work, which 3 days. 3 days one direction to get to work. So killed me.
Whoa.
I had to fly from Lafayette, Dallas, Sydney, Melbourne to Broome. Spend the night in Broome. Beautiful place. That's on the northwest coast of WA, Western Australia, and big crocodiles everywhere, and then
kangaroos. You see any kangaroos?
I didn't see kangaroos. I didn't get out much down in Perth and where the kangaroos kind of chill, but
see any big ass spiders?
There's some wild shit.
Some wild shit.
There was some wild
stuff. It's like the deadliest place in the world.
I kind of got holed up in a hotel, and after flying 3 days, you kind of don't want to do much.
Yeah.
I wasn't just getting out.
Just drinking great Happy Dads and chilling.
Yeah, we hung out at a few local pubs, the Rowie, in Broome was a cool spot we'd hit if we got stuck over there for a Thursday night. And so we went there, quite a few crew changes.
A lot of oil and gas guys hanging out there?
A lot of miners.
Oh, really?
So the mining industry in Australia is huge. So you go to the airport, orange coveralls everywhere. You know, these guys flying back and forth to these remote minefields, and they're drilling for ores. You know, all different kinds of ores. So the oil field is kind of small offshore where I work. There's a lot more natural gas over there in the section I was drilling, but it's all over Australia. Australia is such a big place. You got to think about it. It's like 60 or 70 million people across a continent the same size as, you know, the U.S.
Yeah.
And you know, how many people live in Houston?
Maybe 4.
Yeah, 4 million
Yeah,
4
probably.
million. I mean, you know, there's nobody as far as you can see in
But
every
all of
direction.
that population is on the coast, right?
It's
There's
all on the
nothing
coast.
in the middle.
If you look at the map, where you can see green on the, that's where the people are.
Yeah.
In the middle is just deserted.
Yeah.
I mean, you fly over in a helicopter and there's termite piles so big they look like houses.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, are there people out there? No, this is termites.
That's crazy.
And there would be like kind of a orange, like dusty, you know, horizon, and it was because so many brush fires. So you'd be flying across, and there's so many brush fires that it was just, there's just an orange sunset every day
Yeah.
because there's so much smoke in the air. But it was a wonderful experience, and I went back and forth about 7 times, and happy to be home.
Yeah, I bet.
You know,
And you were in Guyana before that.
I was in Georgetown, Guyana, down there next to Brazil, and that was a whole different kind of an experience. Much closer. We're in the same time zone, so much easier to swap back and forth in your schedule.
Yeah.
You know, 1 hour different from Central, so that was much easier crew change. You go to Miami, then you hop 4 hours down to Georgetown. The bus ride was terrifying though. Those people, I mean, okay, when they say a horse trailer, it's actually a horse pulling a trailer, okay, on the road. I mean, and these guys are like, there's like this much median, and then there's a ditch.
Right.
And oh my God, there was actually a wreck. People got hurt in the hospital for weeks. But yeah, bus ride was the worst part about that whole experience.
Yeah.
But the food was good, and we stayed down there for 5 years. And I worked 9 and 5, 9 weeks on, 5 weeks off during COVID. That was the hardest thing in the whole. I actually did a 115-day hitch.
That's crazy.
Awful. But yeah, Noble Drilling, wonderful company, great people. I learned a lot, had a lot of mentors, and you know, I'm able to carry a lot of that industry experience, and it's very broad into this very focused, you know, new role that I have of, you know, pitching these metal hoses to these guys. So we're focused on, you know, metal assemblies, you know, stainless steel, you know, corrugated metal hose and expansion joints. We can do liners, Teflon liners, you know, interlock liners, but metal hose is our business, and our path to market is distribution. So I'm the sales team. So, you know, our theory is that if we stay focused,
We're good.
We keep going. We keep going.
you can cut that. So our theory
We don't catch shit, Jake.
is that
You're good.
we don't have a sales team. I'm the sales team. Alex is the inside guy, and we strictly focus on making the product. We're a welding shop. We build hoses. Then we can go to these distribution companies, and we can sell them hoses very cost efficiently because our cost to operate is so low. We don't have to manage the sales team. We don't have this giant operation, and we can sell across the U.S. because we can make it a lot quicker than the other guys can. We can make it a lot cheaper than other guys can. We can stock all the different manufacturers, and we don't have any competition, especially locally. So there's no conflict of interest to go to any of these distribution companies all across the Gulf Coast and all the way to California, Pennsylvania, and Florida.
You know, I think you peel some of the onion layers back in the hose market, and you've got a hose shop on every corner. But what those guys generally consist of is a couple of guys with a hose crimper doing hydraulic hoses, right? So this is very specialized. This is high pressure chemical hoses, high pressure steam. So it's metal braided, able to withstand lots of pressure, lots of chemical, lots of
Temperature.
Yeah, lots of temperature. And there's not a lot of people doing that because it's very specialized, welding all these specialty fittings on the side, making something custom from scratch. And you know, and then being able to do the testing, all the certification, all the paperwork to back it up, which is what people want with a critical piece of specialty equipment like
our
this.
welders are ASME certified. Our shop is ISO 9001. And what we're finding out is that a lot of companies aren't getting enough of the metal hose market to justify having a welding department and the liabilities and, all the work that goes along with it. So it's easier to get us to make it, them to sell it, and we're a bolt-on welding shop farm, so they can keep all their customers happy with that product, and we can do that times 300 or 400 customers across the U.S., and that's a huge market.
Yeah.
So as long as we can keep those guys happy, and so we're staying away from end users. We've decided that in order to capture the distributor market, we're going to have to honor those relationships by staying away from the end users. So we're kind of dialed into that niche, and it's working for us. So we're going to stay committed to that, and we're going to just chase the whole country for their metal hose section. And even the guys that are making metal hose need help because they got one welder, he's backed up, and they get a big order, and they need it this week, and they can't do it. Yep. So getting in front of those guys is as important as getting in front of the guys that don't make it at all.
So I think, talking about going after the whole country, I think it's important to point out too that you're also looking for strategic alliances. It's not just selling to every Tom, Dick, and Harry, but where alliances make sense, where you can manufacture for certain people.
Yes.
We're looking for those partners right now.
Yes, and we haven't really dialed into, who's going to be those big customers that can bring in the loyalty, because
But they're still relatively new.
we're only 2 years old, and we're really just kind of stretching our legs here. So as that opportunity comes, there's definitely a chance for us to kind of be the guy that somebody leans on, and we stay away from their competition. And we've already made a couple of light handshake deals to that respect, but as our business grows, there's going to be definitely opportunities to get more committed to having long-term relationships with the bigger operators.
Because that's the thing I've seen you guys really excel at is the quick turnaround stuff. We could call you and you can turn it around quicker than pretty much anybody in the country.
Yeah, we got an order the Friday before last for 30 hoses at 2:30 Friday afternoon, and we had them shipped at 4:30. And we just can stop what we're doing.
Right.
We're a small ship, we can turn quick, and we can get them out the door. And that was a new customer, and they're thrilled. Somebody else can do that. And once you do that a couple of times with somebody, they start calling you for the easier jobs.
And then the word spreads too, right? I mean, once you spread the love, man, the name flows out there pretty quick.
Right. Yeah. I mean, we're solving a problem. That's what if you're gonna have a business, you got to solve a problem. If people are having a problem, they're running into long lead times with the people they use. That's good news for us because that means they have a lot of work and they can't get it done fast enough. If they got too much work to get it done in time, and that's our whole market right there.
Yep.
So if we can shorten their lead times are going to get shorter as we absorb that business that they're not able to satisfy because the customer needs it in a week and a half, and they're 8 weeks out, and we're 5 days out. So it's not going to be hard. The hardest part about this job is how fast I can bring the curve forward. Because there's, I've found out that about 10% of our customers are going to order 80% of the hoses. So as I visit, 100 customers, 200 customers, 1 out of those or 10 out of those are going to be the meat of our work.
Yep.
So how fast can I bring that curve forward? Because as that curve stacks, because there's going to be a dot here and a dot here and a dot here along that curve, and our business is going to spike as we introduce to those customers. So how fast can I close these gaps? And they just don't know about us. If they knew about us last week, we would have done twice as much business.
Right.
So how fast can I let them know we exist in a way that they like? And then, we do what we say we can do, and then we got them locked in.
Yep.
So I look at it like fishing, a lot of hooks. So when I talk to a customer, there's a few things I talk about. We'll tag it to their company. We'll serialize it to their PO number. That tells them right out the front that we're not trying to take their business. We're not slipping Patriot paperwork into their jobs to whenever they get on the other end, they're trying to cut out the middleman. Everything going to that company, everything in that pallet has their information on it, right? So that's hook number one. They want it to look like they did it. These companies want to be able to weld. They can't do it. We make it look like they're welding, okay? With just 1.5 times working pressure, that's real easy. They don't have to touch it. A lot of them still do. They want to test it. There's liability involved. They want to test it. They test it. So when we can provide a cert for them, we can provide a cert with their name on it if they so desire.
Okay.
And we make it look like they did it. They don't have to touch it. They save money on not having to have the welding department, and they get it a lot faster than they could probably do it if they did.
Yeah, and
So-
then they have a manufacturer to back them up from a technical standpoint. You know, all that testing is done. We can provide all the paperwork to give them confidence that they can market it without any
That's right.
hesitation.
Yeah, and you got somebody like Alex who sold Connex boxes full of hose, you know, across plants, across the whole country, and he's managed 5 different hose shops for one of the largest hose manufacturers in the country, and now he's running this shop. So you got a lot of credibility with that clout that comes in, because he's had all the experiences where they've had failures in the field, and there's lawsuits involved, and the repercussions of that coming back on the relationship. So all those things that are possibilities, we've already had inside of our house the experiences to kind of mitigate and guard against those things, you know, all the way from having to go to that company and explain, you know, hoses do fail. You're going to have wear that you don't even know if it happened whenever it was getting installed. That's just the nature of the, you know, mechanical industry. So, you know, Alex is such a wealth. And that's the other thing that I have to really like lean on as I come into this very focused niche market of metal hose, and I'm a hydraulic, you know, fiber optic. You know, I have a lot of skills, but none of it's as focused as this. Whenever I start getting asked technical questions, that's just an opportunity to introduce Alex.
Yeah.
So I immediately stop what I'm doing and call out and say, "Hey, Alex, these guys are talking over my head. You mind having a short conversation with them?" So then I create like almost a triangle with them, and Alex is quickly able to answer all their questions, and it's always, yeah, we can do it, no problem. Yeah, we have that certification. Yes, we're ASME certified. So through that hyper exposure to these conversations, I'm able to really pick it up quick. And you know, there's never something that we can't answer, and if we don't have the answer to it immediately, it doesn't take but about 15 minutes to find it out. And being a technical solution for people that are getting questions from their customer that they can't answer is a big selling point for us, because a lot of times they're reaching out to their normal, you know, vendors, and they don't have time. They got 8-week lead time. They got 8 days of quote time, or who knows what. So whenever they can call us and send us an email, and we can quickly explain to them why they're overselling it. You know, they could use 2321 instead of 316 on this order and save it, you know, 10% off the top, and save the customer some money and make more money themselves. So there's just all kinds of opportunity when you got somebody with that much experience that has time to talk to the customer and help solve their problems. You know, Alex has been out measuring hose twice this week on site, you know, so we'll come to you, help you figure out a solution for a custom problem. And as we grow, that's going to get more difficult. But right now, we are nimble.
Solve problems, baby.
That's it. So,
You an LSU fan?
man,
Saints?
who's got time for football?
No, you don't?
Man, I got
Another one?
3
Yeah,
kids.
we'll do another one.
One more.
Yeah, I love LSU. I wish I had time to sit down and watch a game.
Yeah.
I got one kid on this
I mean,
leg.
it's hard to be from Louisiana and not follow.
I love LSU.
Right?
I love
Yeah.
Saints.
You're not going to get any business over there unless you're wearing purple and gold, though,
Man,
right?
you know, I
Tell the
love
truth. You go into a sales call over there, you're wearing purple and gold. You come over here, it's not as important.
man, I can't bullshit you. I'm not going to go wearing football colors. You know, I couldn't tell you who the quarterback is for LSU right now.
Well, that's
But
why
you're
sales
more
are down
you're
right
more of an
there.
outdoorsman, right?
I'm an outdoorsman. I like to spearfish. I like to go catch mahi. I like to jump on a school of yellowfin tuna. You know, I like to sit in a tree with a white-tailed deer underneath me. You know, for
Well, we'll
20
have
minutes.
plenty of opportunities for that.
So you've been on the podcast before, but I think indirectly because we showed footage of us
Right.
fishing off of your boat in the Keys.
yeah, I'm sure you
last
made
summer.
a cameo appearance in
I'm
some
sure
of that
you
Yeah,
footage.
yeah. Well, yeah, that's what I love to do. 'Cause I have
Spear fishing. And I'll tell you, this guy, he can put you on some fish real quick.
we have fun. You know, that's what we do. We go have fun. We kill some fish. Don't get me wrong. But we
couple.
have
There's
Thank
a
you,
couple.
sir. Appreciate it.
we have a lot of fun on the water. If I get a chance to do what I want, I'm gonna be outside. I'm gonna be in a tree.
Oh, this is great.
Happy Mom.
This is raspberry. He's actually crossed it out and put Happy
Mom.
Mom on there.
I'll
That's
drink,
gonna, that's
I'll
gonna be
drink
for
the
you,
Happy
Bryce.
Mom. You get the wild cherry.
There
I'll
you
get
got
the
wild cherry. There you go,
Oh,
sir.
another one.
Wild
Nice.
cherry for the wild
There you go.
man. Wild
Cheers.
man warehouse, baby.
Cheers. Man, it's so hot out here. Oh, dude.
It is toasty in Houston. It's 114 degrees outside right now. We're in the shade and it's probably
That's not true.
102.
Is that right?
The real feel is like 114
Oh my God.
today. I think
is
the
hot.
actual temperature was 102 today.
Whoa.
So it is toasty in our
nice.
great city.
Great pool weather.
You know, even the pool
You
was
was
like
Great Wolf Lodge
96.
over here. You saw that?
I did.
Yeah,
Down
I
at-
did
I'll be over
see
here
that.
a lot.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
I can come over here during the week, let the kids hang out all day,
Yeah.
and I can just.
Yeah, and they got a cool spot right next to it. It's chicken and pickle. Or pickle and chicken. What is it? It's pickleball.
Chicken and pickle.
Chicken pickle. Pickle chicken.
Pickled chicken.
Pickle.
I think.
This is where you go and play pickleball.
Pick
eat
and chick.
Pick. Travis.
I think that's a strip club.
Travis
though.
Kelsey and Patrick Mahomes own it. It's like
Really?
a chain, yeah.
No way.
Yeah, it's a big deal. And it's right by Topgolf. It's a cool area where that Great Wolf Lock.
Yeah, it's in a great little area. What's that area called?
Clear Lake, Webster.
Webster. Yeah.
Baybrook
Something
Ditch.
about
Near
Webster.
League City kind of
Yeah,
area.
it's a cool spot. There's a lot of business down there, a lot of hose.
Chemo's down there. It's a great place for the kids down there.
There's a lot of hose in that side of town.
Yes, sir.
Hey, y'all gonna see some footage in a minute of Bryce trying to ride the one wheel. I brought the one wheel.
The one wheel?
We'll drop that one in.
Oh, that's
Jesus
great.
Christ.
Yeah.
I'm going to break something. For
Yeah, well,
sure.
you're gonna break something.
For
I've sent
sure.
everybody that's tried it to the hospital at least once.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Break a wrist or
My neighbor, and my buddy over here in town. Yeah, you end up maiming yourself.
I'm down.
But not
I'll
your
try
first
it.
time. Usually it's about when you get comfortable.
Yeah, and then you just bite it.
You ride it off road or just pavement?
Oh, yeah.
Off road.
Mountain bike trails.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, it crushes.
Are you down? Are you going to try it?
No.
I brought two. Me and Chris,
I do good to walk.
You can barely walk.
Yeah.
me and Chris are
Exactly.
gonna go. I didn't.
Yeah.
Chris needs a helmet.
I'm old.
He's too important.
Do you have crutches or like?
I'm
do you have,
expendable,
Do
you
you have
know?
riding sticks that you can use? Maybe.
Oh,
Chris
dude,
can
it's,
use,
it's too easy. It looks difficult.
48 years old. I'm about to be a grandpa.
He'd break a hip. Oh, you'd be
Yeah.
over with him.
Yeah.
No question. You know, we didn't bring.
I'm gonna watch you guys though. I'll video. I'll
down.
video. I think it's great.
I love trying
Yeah,
things.
yeah. I brought two of them. I was hoping Chris would try.
He will.
It's way easier than it looks.
We'll see.
We'll get Austin.
They
and
say those
Let me watch
sports.
Bryce
They
first,
say those
then
are
I
the
may
sports
jump
you should do as you get older: wakeboarding, downhill skiing, snowboarding, surfing.
for the
Because
joints,
it's like
good for the abs.
it's core.
You know, like fishing, like
It's not
Like
sport.
Chris likes
Couch surfing.
He likes napping.
napping is a good one. Yeah, that's that should be an Olympic event.
Like sitting on the turlet bowl.
Yeah, turlet.
Yeah, man. I'm not into sports. I can't ever watch them. You know what I'm into? My kids playing soccer.
Yeah, we'll
I
see.
love watching that.
Yeah,
It's
see?
fun.
If you got ownership in it, then
Yeah. I gotta have ownership. I love
It
it.
is fun. We don't have any parts. Well,
Let's wrap it up. We got this part.
Yeah, we got one big
kinda
part.
talked
What
about
is
it.
that?
It's fun.
What kind of hose
This
is
is
that?
a steam jacketed. So this is whenever you got some hot materials, wax, asphalt running through a hose. You're gonna run steam on the outside, and you're gonna run your materials through this side. So this is a cutaway of a steam jacketed hose. We make a few of these. We don't make a whole lot, but it's one of the more complicated assemblies we can build. I mean, basically, I take it in there to,
What kind of flange is that? Is that a slip-on?
yeah, it's a floating slip on.
Beautiful.
Beautiful part.
Stainless braided hose.
Right.
That's where it's at, man.
Yeah. It's single braided. You can see the corrugations through here.
Yep.
So if you can see through these notches, and you can see another layer of braid. You got double braid and so forth.
So bring on the inquiries.
So you've got, I guess, steam through the outside there. You got steam through there. It
Right.
fills in this cavity here, and it's going to cool. It's similar to a heat exchanger concept, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we'll make some assemblies similar to this with like a relief valve here, right? They want to stick a relief valve right here,
Yeah.
so we'll nipple it in. Just a relief valve.
You say you nipple it
So you
in.
put nipples in your hose?
That's it. That's a nipple. You know, you just cut a nipple in half. You cut a hole and you weld it up.
So what is a nipple?
It's just an MPT, a threaded.
Yeah, it's just threaded pipe. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
We play with nuts all day. You play with nipples and hose all day.
Yeah. I just keep that van loaded with hose and just
Man. Just
tour
cruise the
across the
streets.
country.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
I can't keep them out of it. So
Living the life.
everywhere I go, they
Living
just
the
throw all the hose in and they.
All right, we're going to wrap
Sit
this
down
up. All right, guys.
All right,
Jake,
guys.
thanks for joining.
Well done.
And
Cheers.
hopefully we can do a lot more of these as we
Bolts and hose, baby.
Bolts and hose.
Episode
All right,
63 in the building.
see you guys. Have a great day.